Academy. We are so excited today to give you the top 5 objections to homeschooling and why they don't hold up. And we are really excited to do this one today for you guys because we hear these objections with families who are interested in Curious Academy, but maybe they're on the fence. They're new to the idea of homeschooling. They have these objections or myths in their head, and we want to dispel all of those and give encouragement for why you can homeschool and you can do it.
Mm-hmm. All right, getting started with number 1. What about socialization?
Socialization. Okay, so what do they say? They say, what's the objection?
Homeschool kids are isolated and lack social skills.
Is that true?
No.
No. No. This is the longest standing myth, I think, that we hear. Everyone hears it. You hear it all the time, that if you're going to homeschool, your kids are not going to be socialized. But you could flip the same question around and say, well, what kind of socialization are they going to get at public school and other traditional schools? What kind of socialization are they going to have? And is that the kind of socialization you want for your kids?
So public school would just be mainly peer-to-peer socialization.
Mm-hmm.
And then homeschool.
How many kids in a class?
I don't know, like 30.
30 kids in a class.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Let me tell you about the socialization I had. Public school, day 1. I went on the school bus in kindergarten, came home, and I flipped my parents off, and I didn't know what I was doing, but the older kids on the bus taught me to do that. And so then I thought it was cool. So that was that good socialization or bad socialization? What do you want for your kindergartner? And that was back in my day. So I can only imagine what the kids are picking up today in today's world. So let's talk about our kids with that very question, Jen, because you have 6 kids. I have 3 kids. We've always homeschooled. Would you say your kids are in need of socialization?
Not one of them.
No, not a problem. Do they stop talking?
No.
They have plenty of get-togethers, going to friends' houses, having people over. They go to church. They socialize with adults. They socialize with kids of all ages. And really, we see that even at Curious Academy, our Christian hybrid program on Marco Island, is that you see they're all homeschool kids. And so you'll see at lunchtime the older kids and the younger kids all intermingling and discussing and enjoying fellowship together. So this is like the biggest myth. There's so many activities kids can do. You can be a part of a co-op. You could be a part of Curious Academy. You can do all kinds of classes.
Sports.
We live in a time where this is like, and let's talk about the statistics. Let's get into the facts there. They say that 87% of peer-reviewed studies find homeschoolers score significantly better on social, emotional, and psychological measures. So there's statistics out there that go against this very myth. And we've seen it with our own kids. Like, this is not our issue. Socialization is not the issue for our kids.
Number 2. Parents aren't qualified, or you're not trained. How can you teach effectively?
Oh, we hear that a lot, don't we, Rochelle? I'm not qualified. I can't teach my kids. But really, you teach your kids already everything that they do, right? You're the one that taught them to tie their shoes. You're the one that taught them to ride a bike. You're the one that's teaching them things that are important to you. You're the one taking them to church, hopefully, right? And so you're teaching them things all day long. God has created you to be your child's teacher.
There is so much that I've learned teaching my kids that I did not learn in school. Just thinking of like all the grammar and all that I never learned. So just think of it as redeeming your education as you're teaching your children.
That is so true. It's so true. The Lord redeems your education because you're, jumping in and learning with them to help them learn everything. And then you're like, I don't remember getting this in my education. There's so much that they're doing and learning and growing, and that I'm like so thankful for this experience for them. So what's the whole saying that God doesn't equip or no, he doesn't call the equipped, he equips the called.
Mm-hmm.
So if God is calling you to do this and it's been on your heart, you can trust him
Mm-hmm.
that he is going to be with you and he's going to give you just what you need right when you need it. And this is really the beauty of community, like what we have at Curious Academy. We have families that can come together and encourage one another on this journey, so you do not have to do it alone. But this whole objection that you're not qualified is a lie from hell, that yes, you are. You love your kids more than anyone else, and you can give them the best education. So now, are we ready to move to the next one?
Yes. Number 3, will they be academically behind?
Ooh, academically behind. Okay. This is a fear-based objection. A lot of people are afraid that their kids are going to fall behind if they homeschool, if they pull them out and homeschool. Can they go back to school? The opposite is also an objection. My kid is so far advanced. Can I give them what they need? Can I give them enough? You know, so both sides of the coin are out there. And so what do we say to that, Rochelle? What do we say?
That homeschooling is perfect.
Yes.
Because if you feel your child is behind, you can take extra time and work on whatever it is with them. If they're taking a little bit longer to learn how to read, then you have that flexibility to do that. Or if they are ahead, then you can move them to exactly where they need to be. So I feel like homeschooling is the perfect solution for either one.
Either concern.
Yes, yeah.
You have the freedom to tailor your child's education to what they need. So if your like 9-year-old is ready for algebra, then guess what? You can do that. And then think about the freedom of changing a curriculum. So what if you are homeschooling and you're using a certain set of curriculum that isn't, for whatever reason, working for you, you can change it like yesterday. You change it, you can make changes immediately and go to something that is going to fit for you. But what happens in traditional school? In traditional school, they are stuck with whatever it is for the whole year. And so there is freedom and flexibility with tailoring exactly what your child needs. So they're not going to fall behind. In fact, let's look into statistics. Let's go to the facts. Let's go to the facts over our feelings. The facts say 78% of peer-reviewed studies show homeschoolers outperform public schoolers academically. That's higher ACT, SAT, GPAs, and college readiness. And there's more on that. So they're not falling behind. They're lapping the field while public schools are catching up. They're so far advanced. And it's because just doing the math, think about how much one-on-one have. And then going back to the other objection is you can take the pressure off of yourself because you don't have to be an expert in all subjects. You can find a tutor if you need to if they're getting super advanced. That's why we go to piano lessons, right? So I don't teach my kids piano. We go to piano lessons. We have math club at Curious Academy. So because that's an area that I can only go so far. But if you don't have access to those things, there's incredible amount of online resources and videos in today's world that can help parents. So you absolutely can educate your children. So are they going to fall behind, Rochelle?
No.
No, they're going to learn at their pace. And you have the goal of loving learning because you're not learning for a grade and just to pass a test. You're learning to love all subjects and learning to go into exploring more of the things you're interested in as a family. So it's so beautiful. Are we ready for the next one?
All right, number 4. Will they be ready for college?
Ooh. Can they get into college? We hear this a lot. We hear this from families coming to tour Curios, from even the kindergarten families. The kindergartners, this is a big one on their minds. They're thinking of kindergarten, which is great. You're thinking ahead. You're thinking like, okay, what is the experience for my kindergartner? Looking long-term goals, that's great if college is your goal. We have a lot of people asking this. So will they get into college? Rochelle?
Yes.
Yes. As a mom of 6 kids and your oldest is, you want to tell them about Micah?
Yeah, she's in college. She got into college, no problem. The first college she applied for, she got into, and she has friends also that got into multiple colleges that they've applied for. And I don't know any homeschoolers that wanted to go to college that did not get into the colleges that they really wanted to go to. So from experience, yes, they can get into college.
Yes. And we have heard there's some colleges that actually look for homeschoolers because they know the statistics. They know the advantages of homeschooling over traditional schooling. So another concern with this that we get a lot is transcripts. So a lot of parents are asked, not only can my child get into college, but what how do I do a transcript if I'm homeschooling? Like, what does that look like?
Yeah, so as a parent, you are responsible for creating your student's transcript once they get into high school, and it is an official transcript, just like if they were to go to public school or private school or anywhere. You create one, and there's a lot of templates and online resources available for that as well. But you create it, you do their grading, and you sign it, and then they send it away to the colleges that they want to go to if that's what they choose to do, and there's no issues.
Yay. So one of the things we've talked about as Curios leaders at Curious Academy is, should we have a transcript workshop? Should we plan a transcript workshop where we work on it together, give tips and tricks, and kind of walk through that whole process? And if that would be helpful to you, could you drop that in the comments? If you're one of our Curious families or local homeschooling families and would like to join us in on that, write workshop in the comments, and we will see how much of an interest there is. We would love to plan one of those if that would be helpful to you. So you can do a transcript. You've done this and you've already graduated, went to college. So guess what that means for you? You can do it too. Yes, we're all in this together. So they will get into college. And then remember the facts. There's a higher college attendance, 74% versus 44% in some data, higher GPAs, and better first-year performance. So many skip intro classes, and they're showing up with scholarships, and there's a huge blessing.
Number 5, it's too time-consuming or too expensive.
No, so it's really a blessing if you can have one of the parents stay home. Like, that is an ideal situation. We do have people at Curious Academy who work. We have a lot of entrepreneurs, and so a lot of them do have one of the parents works from home, and that works with our program. Is it expensive? It can be. It depends what you do. But we are living in an amazing time here in Southwest Florida. It's all of Florida, right? The Step Up for Students scholarship, it makes this really affordable. You want to tell them about how we handle that at Curios?
Yeah, we are direct providers with Step Up. So if you apply for the PEP scholarship through Step Up and you are awarded, we can actually invoice you directly through PEP, and you never actually have to pay us personally. It will come right from your student scholarship portal. So that's really convenient. There are also, besides Curios, you can homeschool for literally like free. There are online curriculums that are free if that's something that you really want to do and can't afford to do, buy curriculum, or can't afford to Curios, don't have the PEP scholarship, things like that. So the PEP scholarship is a huge blessing now that we've had for just a couple of years now, and it's a huge blessing. We did not always have that luxury in the past, and we made it work because we had conviction and strong reasons as to why we wanted to homeschool, and so you make sacrifices. If that's the conviction, the Lord's calling you to do this, or you're just feeling that nudge to do homeschooling, like, you just make it work. But we're living in a unique time. So that's a reason to move to Florida, right? Come to Florida with this scholarship. It's been a huge blessing. And so you can use that, those funds, not only for like Curious Academy for
hybrid programs and co-op programs. You can also use it for their piano lessons and tutoring. So we're living in a very sports you can use it for. So we're living in a very unique time in Southwest Florida, or Florida in general, I should say, where you can take advantage of this program and get it paid for, and it's an amazing. So is it too time consuming? That's the other flip side of this coin. Is it too time consuming?
No.
I don't know.
No. I mean, generally, I think people are thinking like they're in school. What is it? 8 hours. I don't know if that's if they're in school for 8 hours a day. So now I have to bring them home and I have to sit with them and teach them and figure out what to do with them for 8 hours. And that's not true. I'd say starting out, maybe 2 hours, like the younger elementary years, maybe 2 hours. And then once they get into like middle to high school, maybe 4-ish to 5, maybe at the max hours a day, I would say. And then by that point, they're typically independent. So they're, a lot of times doing most of the work on their own with some, some help from you and stuff like that. So
Yeah, so that's another blessing that you have the freedom. So the time that your family puts into your homeschooling may be a little different than the time my family, and same with everyone in our Curious community. It's going to look a little different for everyone, but we have great resources for that to give people an idea. Our favorite books that we like to go through and encourage others to go through is
Teaching from Rest.
Teaching from Rest. Teaching from Rest is such a good one. It's a very quick, short read. We really recommend Teaching from Rest. And there's some like a whole chapter on scheduling and what does that look like for your family and how you can do that. So there is freedom and flexibility with that. But it's not like taking an 8-hour school day, like you said, and trying to put that on your kitchen table. It's going to go a lot faster because of the one-on-one, because of the not having the same distractions and all the time. There's a lot of wasted time in public school, and so you don't have that. So there's really, and then think about that question. Is it too time consuming? Like, have you ever regretted time with your kids? Do we ever regret that? And have you ever met a homeschooler that said, oh, I really wish I never homeschooled my kids? Or, oh, I really regret that I homeschool my kids? Like, no, like that's not a thing. So it's only going to be a valuable asset to you to have that.
Are
more
there days where you might think that?
Yes, that's true. Let's keep it real. Let's keep it real, Rochelle. Yes. Are there days? Are there moments where you want to give up? Yes. Are there hard days? Yes. But there are rewarding days, and there's moments that the Lord gives you glimpses, and you're like, yes, this is worth it. And
I would definitely say they are fewer and far between as I get older.
Yes. Okay, so we can remember Proverbs 16:3, commit your plans to the Lord. So we want to commit all of our plans, commit these things to the Lord, and we know that He's the one who will make your path straight. He's the one that will give you the strength on the hard days. He is the one that will give you everything you need right when you need it, because He is so good to us and faithful.
Many objections to homeschooling sound convincing until you actually look at the research. The data consistently shows that homeschoolers are thriving academically, socially, and long-term. So the real question isn't, does homeschooling work? It's what kind of education do we want for our children?
Yes, that's so good. So true. So hopefully today we were able to shed some light on a lot of myths that are out there. If you are on the fence with homeschooling and can you do it, hopefully you see the evidence is there and you're hearing from both of us. Homeschooling, we've always homeschooled. And Rochelle has graduated, her oldest. And so we hope that's an encouragement to you. And really, there's a lot of options on the table. So there's public school, there's charter schools, there's Christian schools, There's hybrid schools, there's micro schools, co-ops, and homeschooling. And so what we do, we homeschool our kids, we always have, and we do Curious Academy, which is a 2-day hybrid homeschool program. So they meet 2 days a week here at Curious Academy, and that's a huge support for a lot of families, especially those who are new to homeschooling. And those who are not new, it's just great to have the community aspect, to have a structured learning environment, and also everything we're learning is with biblical worldview. And they try new electives together and life skills together. So it's a huge blessing. So we know that all of these objections are false, and we are experiencing it, and we hope that's encouraging to you. So the encouragement, though, is whatever educational option you land on for your kids, that you land there prayerfully, really weighing and look at the research yourself, look into the data, and really pray about what the Lord has for your family. But whether you're a 5-day school, 4-day school, 3-day, 2-day, 1-day, or all days homeschooling, whatever the days are, you're responsible before the Lord for your children's education. It starts with the parents, so you need to ask yourselves, like, what am I doing to be on top of my kids' education? Like, what do I need to check up on? What do I need to work with them on? And really take that leadership for your children, because they are a gift. They are a blessing from the Lord. And so we hope that's encouraging to you. If you want to know more about Curious Academy, you can go to curiousacademy.com. And if you know someone who is local in Naples and Marco Island and would like to possibly consider this journey with us, send them our last episode. We did a whole episode on the Marco Islands little gem, and we took a deep dive into everything we offer at Curious Academy. So send them that episode if you know someone's on the fence. But hopefully these objections have been dispelled, and now you're ready to take on homeschooling if that is what the Lord is leading you to do. So be blessed, our brave warriors for Christ Jesus, and have an awesome week.
Bye.
Bye.